What's going on, fam? It's your man VACAY-J, and yes, we are back with another live stream. Always good to see all of you out there. You already know how we do. We are going to break down episode 7, P-Valley season 2, and I'm super excited to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man VACAY-J, and yes, we are back again. Thank you all for joining us for the P-Valley live stream, episode 7 recap and review. And of course, as always, the most consistent, the most highly acclaimed contributor to the channel and supporter and my friend, like real friend. All right, we got your girl, makeup artist, illusionist, master controller of the symphonic vocal abilities beyond abilities beyond abilities. Give it up for my girl, Amy V. What's going on, A?
What's up, Jay? What's going on, y'all? And you gonna stop calling me an illusion?
Yeah, man. So you already know we about to knock this like thing down. Episode 7 of P-Valley, fam. Listen, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with all of you. You could have chose anywhere else, but you chose to be here with us. So I thank you all for coming through. Definitely, you already know you are part of this channel. You are part of this show, and I appreciate you all for joining us. Now, as you know we got to go through the drill. You know we got to do what we got to do, right? All right. So if you haven't already subscribed, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And go ahead, as you're coming in, hit that like button. It's definitely going to help out the channel. At the same time, Amy V. Yeah, I like that. Amy V over there. She has her own channel as well. Make sure you go to the description and click on her link. Definitely hit that subscribe button and absolutely watch the cover. You already know how we get down. Amy, you already know how we get down. And again, I want to give a shout out to those people who are in the building, right? Hold on one sec. We're going to see who's in the building right now. We're going to go to the comments. All right. We got Daria. She's back. What's going on? Hope Lee is back. Creative Sis is back. All right. Mel Lee. What's going on, Mel Lee? What's going on? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you all for joining, coming on in. Definitely drop your comments below. Show some love. And definitely hit that share button. We want to definitely get this up to 100 folks up in here. That's the goal, 100 folks. Right? You hear echo? Am I good?
No, you good.
We good? All right. Good stuff. So today, episode 7, first thing we got to do, first order of business, Amy, we got to rate this thing. All right. And again, like I told you before, be honest. And everybody chime in, drop your comments below. We're going to rate this episode 7 out of 1 out of 10, right? Whatever it is, 1 through 10. 1 out of 10. Not 1 out of 10. 1 through 10. Okay. So, Amy V, what do you rate this episode of P-Valley?
To be totally honest, originally I gave this episode a 6, but this episode is like a 3. Ooh. It's like it was low on the totem pole to me, and it just didn't. It didn't go where it wasn't consistent from episodes past. So we kind of like we were here and then we just kind of dropped. Like it just I don't know. And I'm sure that there's a reason for it, but we definitely need a lift. We need a lift.
Okay. Well, let's look at the comments. We see Creative Sis gave it an 8. Creative Sis gave it an 8. Okay. Anybody else want to rate it? Anybody else want to rate it before I rate it? Because I'm about to rate it after, we see what's going on. I'm gonna go with my original rating of a 6.5. I'm just gonna say a 6.5. I know. Just Mo. Hey, what's up, George? Just Mo. Just Mo gave it an 8. All right, and we're definitely gonna hear why people are giving it an 8. Amy gave it a 3. I gave it a 6.5. So we kind of, I don't know what the average is yet.
5 on average.
5 across the board. Yeah, average.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. There's more votes coming in. But yeah, 6.5 for me. And I mean, I give it a 6.5. But we're gonna talk about why you gave it a 3. But let's talk about, even though you gave it a 3, let's talk about the things that you like. The 3 things that you like. We're gonna go back to that. The 3 things that you like and the 3 things that you didn't like. Okay.
Okay. So 3 things that I liked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search for 3. I did like that Haley showed up for Keyshawn. Okay. So we at least got to see somebody from the Pink give her some support. So I did like that. I liked the I don't know, I guess I kind of like the dynamic between Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda. Like, they're there for each other in these difficult moments. So like, having somebody to hold you down, both of them. So I liked that dynamic. I don't think I have a third one.
You don't have a third one?
I don't have a third one.
Wow.
What didn't I like?
Hold on. We'll get to that. Well, 3 things you like. You gave me 2. So I'm going to tell you what I like. I'm going to tell you the 3 things that I like. All right. Number 1, off the top, I love seeing Grandmother Ernestine in her prime, in her time when she was performing in the beginning. I love to see that. Beautiful as ever, singing her song, doing the cover songs in her club. Like, we got a backstory as to what, Grandmother Ernestine's club was all about. It was a dance joint. It was a place to go dance and have fun. They showed the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, right? Mm-hmm. And I like, this is included in the first one that I like, okay? I like how we finally saw little Uncle Clifford and Beulah, who is Uncle Clifford's mother. So I was happy to see that. And I was like, okay, yeah, we finally seeing Mom, you know what I'm saying? Who is his mother? Like, where did he get all his, a style from, or whatever the case is, right? But yeah, Grandmother Ernestine was doing her thing, so I really like that right there. What else did I like? I like the fact that Mercedes was doing her best to try to figure out how to be the best mom that she can be, the best way she knows how to be, and not be like crazy ass Patrice, right? Because Patrice, we found out a lot of things about Patrice that is just like, whoa. Yeah. So I like that. And I definitely like how Haley, after having that discussion with Uncle Clifford, and Uncle Clifford let her know, like, listen, your baby gone. I know you got the 250 and the whole 9 and you doing this for your baby, but your baby is gone. And I think that triggers something in Haley to say, listen, if I could save any baby, let me try to save Keyshawn and her babies.
Yeah.
So it was like a boom, that just clicked in her mind and everything else like that. And yeah, I mean, I could say a 4th thing that I like, but we're just going to keep it at 3. Definitely, family, drop your comments below. Let us know.
I forgot about the opening with Grandma Ernestine. So that will be my 3rd one as well, because I thought that was cool. And it was like homage to the original Dream Girl.
Right. Yeah, so we definitely we're talking about the 3 things you like. Okay, so you added Ernestine at the end. I added from the beginning. Okay, so now go ahead, Amy. Talk about what you didn't like. The 3 things you didn't like.
It's overall the episode felt really slow. Okay. So I guess the pace of the episode I didn't like. It didn't seem to have like a cadence or a rhythm for me. I definitely didn't like that Terrica decided not to keep the baby. I understand, but yeah. So I didn't like that was her final decision, but I like that. I guess I'm okay with the fact that it was her decision. She wasn't forced into anything. And then a third thing I didn't like, seeing Grandma Ernestine go down.
Okay.
Like, even though that was my prediction, and I know that it's necessary, but it was still like that scene at the river was a little hard to watch.
Right. Okay. Those are the three, right? Those are the three. All right. Again, drop your comments below, fam. Let us know what are the things you like, you didn't like. I'm gonna give you mine off the top. I think that whole Uncle Clifford and Little Murder scene, I could have done without it. To be honest with you, I really could have done without that. And at the same time, I was doing one of your moves, like 10, fast forward. It just, to me, it lasted way longer than any other scene from anybody else. And I'm like, why does it have to last this long? So I could have done without it, but at the same time, it was taking up most, like, bruh, like, seriously, like, okay, we know they love each other. Boom, we know that happened. Boom. I mean, like, if you go from the first season when they was, in the back over the freaking jukebox, I mean, that was like a back and forth type of thing. Boom, it was here and there. Okay, we saw, Miss Mississippi doing a thing, and then, what I mean? Like, but it was longer than everybody else's. So I could have done without that whole scene and the longevity of that scene. Okay, I could have done without that. Just being honest, just my honest opinion. This is my personal opinion. Okay. What else didn't I like? I think the fact that the Patrice thing, I didn't like that. I really, we get that backstory on Patrice more so, and little Mercedes. And when I saw that at that diner, that really disturbed me. It really disturbed me how not just her beating her down in front of everybody. It wasn't even just that. It was the fact that some old dude was looking at Mercedes. Patrice saw that, right? And was like, listen, I'm running short on cash. Why don't you go ahead and do your thing? So to me, what I picked up is that Patrice was pimping Mercedes when she was a young girl. You know what I'm saying? And then got the crazy part about it. The crazy part about Patrice is that she got mad because she saw a condom inside her wallet. I'm like, okay, so first you telling her, well, kind of low on cash, why don't you do your thing, right? Go ahead and do your thing so we can get some cash. What does that mean? Is she messing around with dudes? Is she handling them? Is she doing some things? Like, what is she doing exactly? If she's not having sex with them, then she's doing something else with them so that she can get cash. So that disturbed all that whole. It wasn't even like 5 minutes. It was like a good 2 minutes of a flashback, and that disturbed me. That disturbed me a lot. And what's the third thing? I think the third thing was Grandma Ernestine and that whole from the beginning, just seeing her daughter in the club talking about, come, it's time to lay down, it's time to do that. And then her walking out of the house, going to the Mississippi River. And it was just sad to me. It was sad to me that she was ready to go, like she was ready to pass on. She was ready to just go in that river and just go with her daughter. You know what I'm saying? And that was real sad to me. And just seeing Uncle Clifford really crying over his grandmother, it just reminded me, of all of us, like all of us who have ever lost a loved one. You know what I'm saying? So those are kind of my three things. Go ahead, family, drop below.
It circled back to, I think, what made that moment with Grandma Ernestine even harder is, with the ambulance. Because remember, this is at the height of COVID. In the ambulance, they can't go with her. And Lil Murda tells Uncle Clifford, say goodbye. Like, she's got to go through this by herself because, that's what it was in 2020. You couldn't have loved ones at the hospital. A lot of people passed alone. And so adding that layer was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Another thing that really got to me was the fact that of what Grandma Ernestine said. She said, I don't want to go to the hospital because I'm not coming back. Like she kind of knew, yeah, if I go to the hospital, it's a wrap for me. Mm-hmm. And the fact that she was like begging Uncle Clifford, don't let them take me to the hospital. Real sad, man. Like real sad. You know, I mean, I can tell you also what I did like, because I see how now, you know, taking away the whole sex scene with Uncle Clifford and Little Bird. But the fact that now through Uncle Clifford, Little Murder is now identifying who he really is. Slowly but surely, he's kind of getting it because he didn't truly understand what Uncle Clifford was until he asked him, until he went through his room, until he started seeing the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you always been like this. This is who you are. Like, what are you? I'm Uncle Clifford. I am what I am. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And him recognizing that Uncle Clifford is a she and had to correct the emergency ambulance people. It was like, listen, sir, we have to go. And he came out and was like, no, it's ma'am. It's ma'am. It's not sir. Talking about Uncle Clifford. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I like the fact that he's finally kind of like coming around. He ain't there completely yet, but he's coming around to identifying who he is and what he is and how he moves. You know what I'm saying? So, yep. What are the people saying? I see y'all been there.
I tell you, that whole thing with Patrice, you talked about the whole her pimping Mercedes piece, but the thing that got me is this mother hauls off and starts slapping this girl around on the floor, like just, you know, and nobody steps in.
Nobody.
Like, even if you're not gonna, you know, break it up, do something. Like, there's no way in the world. Like, I understand, you know, discipline and whatnot, but come on, like everybody just watch, like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, and if you think about it, that was probably the 80s, maybe 90s, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Yeah.
And back then, I mean, you remember you in the South, right? You in the South, you and Miss, you know, Chuckalisa. A lot of people just minded their business. If they saw, you know, a kid getting beat down by their mama or daddy, it's like, okay, they probably did something to mess up. They like, some people just mind their business and just keep it moving. Unfortunately, you know. Eventually, Mercedes survived. She didn't die, right? She got beat down. Not to take away from the beat down, not take away from how crazy that is of what Patrice did. But, you know, somebody eventually stopped it, right? But the fact that, here's another thing that I liked. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And fam, definitely chime in, bro. What I also like about Mercedes and her growth, because within this episode, she kind of grew as a mother. And what she was recognizing is that she was being pretty stern with Terrica to make a decision. At the same time, that last moment when they were in the hotel, after they went to Jackson and got the examination and saw the baby and everything, when she ran into the bathroom because she was still upset that Mercedes never came and got her, even when she had the gym and everything, she's like, you still don't got me. Mm-hmm. And Mercedes looked in the mirror and she saw Patrice.
Yep.
And she's like, I'm acting just like Patrice. I cannot do that. Let me stop acting like Patrice and let me just do the best that I can. So she went to the door and said, I tried. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to be your guide. I'm trying to warn you. I'm trying to help you with this decision. And I think that's that change. And her giving her the car keys and saying, hey, it's your decision.
Mm-hmm.
You got to decide. I know why she was smiling, though. Do you know why she was smiling? Why Mercedes was smiling?
Why?
Well, Mercedes was smiling, and I said it in my recap. Mercedes was smiling not because, what's going on, fam? Not because she was getting that abortion, per se. She was a little, okay with that. I think she was smiling because she gave Terrica the opportunity to make a choice for herself. And you mentioned that earlier. I think that was bigger for Mercedes because Patrice forced her to have Terrica. There was no choice. Right. And she told Terrica that. It was like, I had no choice in the matter, even though it's my body. I'm the one that got, pregnant by Cortez. I have every right to choose what I want to do with my body, but my mother
just made the choice for me. But you have now the choice, and you made that choice to go to Jackson and do what you needed to do. Of course, everybody has their view on that as far as the abortion, right? Just like you do. So chime in below, fam. Do you think that it was okay for Terrica to make that decision as far as, aborting her child? Do you think that was the best decision? I mean, we just hearing opinions, right? We're hearing opinions. I'm sorry, guys. I talk all day. We're hearing opinions. So definitely chime in below as to what you think. What's going on, fam? What's going on, D Jones? What's going on, everybody? Just Mo. I see y'all coming in. Funky G 83. Hey, all the families coming through. I see y'all.
Yeah, I think it was important that it was her choice, but I think too another reason why she may have smiled, the conversation about what color do you want your room, and so it's now the opportunity for them to be together, like for them to have some sort of mother-daughter relationship, because they haven't had that. So being that they are, they spent this time together. Granted, it's under circumstances that I'm sure Mercedes didn't want it to be under, but it did give them an opportunity to spend some time together, to connect, to hear each other. I don't think, would Mercedes had heard Terrica's heart if not for this situation? Would she really have, been able to understand why, Terrica feel the way she feels, and really what was driving her to even keep the child as an option for her is to give that kid what she didn't have, which was a mother. To love somebody. She said, you didn't want me. Shell doesn't want me. I'm living with this person and she regret that I'm there every day. You didn't do what you could have done to be in my life. So, I want to make sure my child never feels that. So it was kind of that, more so wanted to have the baby for the sake of giving what she never got. So I think in them establishing their relationship and them creating a foundation for their relationship to grow, I'm kind of looking forward to what's going to come of that, and then what's going to happen when Shell find out what was really going on.
Yeah, and well, that's the question. Will Shell find out? Does she have to find out? Is it Shell's business? You know what I mean? Like at this point, like Shell is all messed up. She already messed up. Remember, she was on the phone with Shell, and she was like, "Well, I'm gonna take off your hands while you get yourself together." She's like, "Well, make sure she don't do nothing crazy." And Sadie like, "Make sure you don't drink up the house of all the wine, right?" So it's like she kind of out of the picture. And again,
but not really.
What's going on with her and Terrica is like her and Terrica's business. I like the fact towards the end, after she did what she did, and they was on the couch or whatever. I like the fact that, Terrica, after that whole experience and being there and Mercedes being there for Terrica, I like the fact that, she actually finally called her mom.
Yeah.
And that brought the biggest smile to Mercedes' face. Like, that's a big deal. As a mom, I'm sure that's a big deal. I mean, I'm sure all your kids always called you mama or mom or whatever, but then you in a situation where you was in Mercedes' situation and they was always calling you Amy, and this is your biological child. Yeah. So the fact that y'all go through this experience together, you gave your child a choice, and now she's like, "Hey, mom, do you think I'm going to hell for doing this?" Like, what she said? She said, "We going to hell and be right there with you."
Yep. But I don't think Shell is out of the picture. Because right now Shell is still Terrica's legal guardian. That's true. So she can't, Mercedes won't be able to just take her and have her indefinitely. If anything, there will be some sort of like judicial battle or something that proves that, Shell is now the person that's not fit because Terrica is still a minor.
Once she doesn't become a minor, and when I say Shell's out of the picture, I just mean like Shell's out of the picture when it comes down to this situation. Like what I'm saying is they don't have to tell Shell what happened. They could keep it to themselves if they want.
They could.
I know what you're saying, legal guardian and all of that, and she should know, and she has every right to know, and everything else like that. But they don't have to tell Shell nothing.
They don't. But I think what might happen is the clinic will send something to the house, or it'll be some reference or something because she's a minor. She's a minor.
Well, again, isn't that private information though? Isn't again?
Not
correct
for
me if I'm wrong. Huh?
Not for 14. If she was 16, yeah, not for 14.
All right. I mean, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. Okay, you might be reaching. Nah, but
using my words against me.
So yeah, man, like this. Okay, so while you gave it a 3, I gave it a 6.5. Others are giving it an 8. To be honest with you, I think this was like a necessary episode to lead into other episodes, right? Yeah. I think that we had to deal with this. We had to deal with this, young teenage pregnancy issue, right? And we also had to deal with COVID with grandmother. And we're still dealing with Keyshawn and the domestic violence issue, right? Yeah. So I do like how, again, I like how Haley came through. I like how Haley's like, listen, I'm trying to help you out. There is another way to get out. Also like how she was telling it at the end, right? And we can go to the end. We can go all over the place. We're all over the place right now. But I like how Haley told the story at the end to the baby, right, but really was towards Keyshawn. And Keyshawn was like clueless.
Like, what you talking about?
Like, Haley, what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Right? And I like how she kind of came through gangster stuff. To me, like Haley, she's straight gangster to me. You know what I'm saying? And while you was dogging my girl out, now my girl is trying to do the right thing and save Keyshawn or help her save herself.
I said she may have a honest bone in her pinky finger.
Nah,
that's what I said. Go back and watch it.
You was dogging my Haley out. Like I said, Haley, I believe in you, Haley. I know you're gonna come through and save the day. Now,
but I did like that she gave her that burner phone.
Yes,
like, because the other phone is she can't use it. It's traceable. But she
he got it tapped.
Burner phone. Like
he got it tapped. But I think the way I see it is Haley has gone through this. You know what I'm saying? This abusive, violent, relationship like that what she had with Montavious. I know people like, it may have not been all of that crazy. No, for her to try to get away with her baby in a storm and the whole 9, no, it was crazy and it was bad. It was a bad situation. No woman is just gonna make up stuff, talking about this and then say that her baby died. She's not gonna make that stuff up. So being that she has that experience, I believe that she can really help Keyshawn, but Keyshawn got to be the one to step up. You know what I'm saying?
And if you notice, and I'm sure you did, this is not it's not a huge time lapse. This is still like when you like that bruise on her eye, that's the same bruise from when she came back off tour. So because when Lil Murda says, about the other night. So this is all happening within like maybe 1-2 days, 1-2 day stretch. So it's still very, very fresh.
Yeah. All of this is very, very fresh. All of this is, even though we got to wait a week, this is like episode 6 is like Monday and episode 7 is like Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
It's days in P Valley world, it's weeks in our world, right? Every single week. Somebody mentioned something that somebody, Creator Sis, right? Said HIPAA law. What you know about that? HIPAA law.
So right? HIPAA, that's my territory.
I know that's your territory.
That's my territory. So because again, she's 14 and Shell is her legal guardian, they can send the documentation to Shell. It's not until when she turns 16 that she can make those decisions for herself, that she can be like out of the room on her own. So that provision under HIPAA, they would give it to Shell.
But is that the question? Okay, HR lady, put your HR hat on. Is that universal or is that
that's universal. That's federal law. That's federal law.
It's federal law, so that applies to all states. Yes. What you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all look that up. Look it up and post it in there. Let me know if HR lady is right. All right. So let me see these comments here because we've got a lot of comments. I love you guys for commenting. Absolutely. Isis, what's going on? Isis Blue, I ain't see you in a minute. What's going on? Isis Blue said, why are we mad at Haley for saving the pink to make a profit and real money for Uncle Clifford? Good question. Hold up, Amy, because I know you got to answer. D. Jones says, agreed. Haley will be the one to help Keyshawn escape. This situation mirrors her very own personal. Yes. Hey, yes, me. What's going on? Yes, me. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Parents don't need to be notified.
In Nevada.
I see. In Nevada. Isis, what's up? Okay, good stuff. Now back to the question, which I asked the question too, because I'm Team Haley, y'all. I'm saying, I know y'all don't like her. I like her. I don't like a little bit of what she ain't doing, but I know in the end it's going to turn around and it's going to be all right. So what is your answer for that? Why are we mad at Haley for saving the pink to make a profit for real money for Uncle Clifford too, not just for herself? Amy, what is your opinion?
It's not. Uncle Clifford is I don't even know if it collateral damage is not the word for it. It's not for Uncle Clifford though. It's not for Uncle Clifford at all. It's all for self. And I'm mad. I ain't gonna say we. I'm mad about it because you package this as I'm doing. I bought the pink back to kind of to repay y'all for what y'all did, for helping me, for saving me, all the things that happened to her, she benefited from at the pink, only to you 100% out for self. And if it really was about Uncle Clifford, his percentage would be more than what, 31%? And he had to renegotiate for that because it wasn't 31%.
So I watch P-Valley in and out, back and forth, upside and down. I don't remember a conversation, and correct me if I'm wrong, fam. I don't remember Haley having a conversation with Uncle Clifford talking about, I saved it for y'all.
No.
I don't remember that conversation ever happening. I remember the conversation at the end of the last episode of season 1, where she was like, well, we got to talk now because, basically I'm like the boss now. You know what I'm saying? And you a boss too. And they shook hands and da-da-da-da. Boom, now season 2, they're negotiating what percentage, whatever. So I don't remember her being on, like I said in the previous streams, I don't remember Haley being on some like noble, like, yo, this is for you girls. I'm saving it for the girls so it doesn't go down. No, I remember Haley like, yo, this is a business transaction. I'm putting up $250. I'm saving the pink. And guess what? They just offered me, in this episode, they just offered me $5 million. And Uncle Clifford was like, say what? And she, what he said, say what to, was the fact that she's like, I'm not taking it. And Uncle Clifford was like, what? You're not taking it? But then she's like, nah. That's good you're not taking it. You know what I'm saying? Because Uncle Clifford did the math in his mind, and also Little Murder did the math, and Uncle Clifford would have got 1.6 million or something like that out of 5 million if Haley would have took that deal. So they both would have been millionaires. They both would have been millionaires out of the deal. And then, yeah, okay. Isis says she likes her. Isis likes Haley. I do too. Okay. Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
No, I said it won't be $1 million once they done taxing it.
Yeah.
So
unless they, transfer it into a non-taxable, hey, I don't want to get into that. I'm not licensed like I used to be. Okay. So let me see what the comments are saying. Uncle Cliff would have lost it anyway at the auction. This is Isis talking right here. And why would this percentage be more when he basically lost the club? That's true. Making some good points there. Isis saying she is being nice by even giving her, I'm going to say her, some interest. I'm talking about Uncle Cliff. Mel Lee said, Little Homicide did the math wrong. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, Mel Lee's the math teacher. Okay. Okay. It bothered you? Okay. I know what bothered you. Out of everybody, would bother you. Mel Lee, this is like 5 million. What was it? 31%. With 31% of 5 billion. It's not what little Homicide said. Okay. Man, Uncle Clifford is irresponsible with the club finances. Yeah, absolutely. Funky G83, Haley is going to get Uncle Clifford his money for murder night. Okay. All right, I see y'all. Yeah, that's what that's what they call it. That's what Uncle Clifford was like. Little Homicide. Yeah, I'm telling you, these one-liners are funny. Like, they got little funny moments, even though it'd be mad deep. So, you know, I mean, again, there was some good moments. It was, you know, we ain't see a lot of, you know, Big Bone and you know, Big L or anybody else.
Theories going around. Have you heard? It's a lot of theories going around about Big Bone. Somebody said, I was on Twitter, I think it was. They said like they believe she's a cop and she's looking into the whole situation, and that's why she recognized Montavious' ring, and like so it's a whole bunch of conspiracies going around about Big Bone.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to all of that because I'm sure in the next that's what's going to go down, and we're going to see exactly what they're talking about. But yeah, you know, definitely we have to be leery of Big Bone and how really the whole Haley thing, choosing her over everybody else, was kind of fishy from jump. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I heard the theory that, you know, Haley knows Big Bone, like really, like kind of is like aware of Big Bone, and she chose her. I don't know about the cop thing. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about the investigation. You know, like, she looks like I mean, you know, she definitely fits the part of being in a club like that, in a shake joint. She definitely fits that. But the fact that she looks like that and can't dance, there's a possibility that, yeah, you undercover. You know what I'm saying? You definitely undercover, and you undercover with your boy Diamond too. You know what I'm saying? You getting undercover with him. Okay. It is what it is.
Literally.
Yeah, at the end of the day, fam, like back to Haley and Clifford. At the end of the day, I want y'all to realize, and I think most of you do out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm never going to insult your intelligence, just know that, because I love y'all. And at the same time, I think we all think the same. That's why we watch the show. At the end of the day, like, Haley is a businesswoman. Period. She just so happens to be beautiful and got the incredible body and, you know, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Not being sexist, I'm just stating facts. She just so happens to look really good. But at the end of the day, she's a businesswoman, and she proved that she's a businesswoman, and she proved that she's really good with finances, and she knows how to really how to move wires and you know, do all this and that with some help, right? So, oh man, you guys are going crazy up in the So again, I'm gonna ask you again, with everything being said now, with everything that we just talked about, right? Do you still hold true to your rating of a 3 for this episode?
Yeah.
So you're not going, no wavering.
No.
You still call it a 3.
Yep.
You're not going up one notch. Not one notch.
No.
You're gonna stand your ground.
Yep.
That's just how you feel.
That's how I'm rolling.
Okay.
Y'all can roll right on over me, but I'm gonna hold it. Like, you know what I mean? It has its points. I think maybe I did something that I don't normally do, and I went into this with expectations.
Oh,
so I went into it with the expectation of kind of keeping that pace and that cadence where we kind of were, and it dropped for me, and I was like, that's it.
So do you think that it dropped? And by the way, I see your comments. I see you, Isis. Isis like, yo, this episode was fire. You know, do you think that it dropped, or that it just shifted to deal with the issues? Because again, we went from Keyshawn's situation, Big Teak's situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Little Homicide coming back home to Uncle Clifford.
Mm-hmm.
And now this episode, we're actually dealing with what was already set up in the past episodes, which is Grandmother Ernestine and the Rona, Keyshawn Still, right? And Little Murder, the aftermath of Big T taking himself out, right? And also we forgot, I mean, Little Murder on a brighter note, Little Murder song that he got with Tina Snow is blowing up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they want him to come back on tour. They want him to come back out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so his career is really popping right now because Tina Snow and that song is blowing up on a brighter note. You know what I'm saying? And yes, thank you. And also the abortion, right? And dealing with the abortion with Terrica, whether or not she was going to do that. So COVID, abortion, and yeah, the aftermath of everything.
I mean, it definitely has some consistent themes and definitely, you know, carried on from the previous episode. But even like the flashback episode, you know, telling Keyshawn's backstory, like that was, even if it was a flashback, that was a really good episode. For me, I just can't say that this is a really good episode.
I think you like that episode because it was dressed up like a Cinderella type story.
Maybe
that's why you liked it.
I do like the symbolism of that episode.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of relatable with the red cups and stuff, and you know the way they kind of painted it made you be like, "Oh, this is nice." I finally hear that.
No, it's not like that. I just like the cadence. I like the way that episode flowed, and I just use that as an example because, like, just because you tell a backstory doesn't mean that can't be a good episode. I don't know. Again, I will just have to chalk it up to my expectations, and it just didn't come to what I thought it would be, and so I won't do that again. I normally don't walk into anything with expectations.
Okay. Well, how about this? I'm gonna throw this out there. Maybe because it was written different. It was written different, and it was written as a answer to a lot of our questions. You know what I'm saying? It was more. I would say that this episode, because it was going back and forth from most of this episode was going back and forth from Mercedes and Terrica, Little Murder, Uncle Clifford, and Grandmother Ernestine. Yeah. It was kind of going back and forth within the episode, and those were like the main characters of this whole thing. Yeah, you got Uncle Clifford in the beginning with Haley, but for the most, and Keyshawn out throughout the end. But for the most part, the episode was like, boom, Terrica, Mercedes, Uncle Clifford, Grandmother, right? So I think this one was more informative, if anything. It was more informative as opposed to entertaining. It was more of like, I'm gonna let you know,
I agree with that.
Right? It's more informative as opposed to, you know, we didn't see any club scenes. You didn't see nobody dancing in this one, did we? Nobody was dancing.
Because the club is technically not even open.
Right. Yeah, but we didn't even see the girls outside of it, right? You know, we ain't see Roulette, we ain't see Whisper, we ain't see them doing their thing, we ain't see none of it, we ain't see Big L. So this one was more like, okay, let me give you information as to what's going down with these individuals. And it wasn't as entertaining as you probably were expecting, as the others were.
Yeah, yes and no. I don't know. I just am where I am, y'all. Sister, forgive me. Bear with me. I just am where I am.
My sister, you know what I'm saying? My sister. So let me see what the chat's talking about. So Funky G83 gives it a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, I think D Jones is kind of close to your rating there. It says it's a solid 4.5 for her. Well, for D Jones, right? I can't say her or him because I don't even know if you guys are her or him, so I'm not going to put that. I'm going to say for you. I'm just going to say your name for you, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I think we, because coming off of last week, we were talking about, Keyshawn and, what was, gonna come from that. And I think the last episode 6, gave us so much. Yep. And I get that the episode couldn't tackle everything that the previous episode gave. Yep. But maybe I should stop watching it 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe that might have something to do with it.
Hungry, ain't had no snacks. You know what I mean? Talking about 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you need to watch it at the regular time. But anyway, yeah. No, I get it. You know, and again, everybody is open to have their opinion on things. That's why we're on here. Appreciate all you guys and your opinion. Darius says Big Bone and Diamond C2. C2 then episode 7. Okay. Yeah. ISIS is like, yeah, there are deeper things being discussed. It's true. It was deep in its own way. I'm gonna say it like that. It was deep in its own way, and there's some people who are gonna relate to it, and there's some people who are not gonna relate to it. You know what I'm saying? You may relate to, you know, grandmother Ernestine going through what she's going through, and you know, kind of like, you know, I'm thinking about my mom, thinking about my grandma, thinking about, you know, a loved one going through sickness and illness, you know what I'm saying? Or you may relate to, you know, the abortion situation, right? Or you may relate to, you know, little murder in that situation. What do you want to say? I see you. What do you want to say, man?
I have this thought, and you probably are going to be like, I don't want no parts of that. But I mean, we got to talk about it because it's in the show. It's in the show, so we
can talk about whatever I want to talk about now. At least I got it. When you throw it out there, we'll see if we're going to talk.
This whole element of Lil Murder, or AKA Lil Homicide, discovering himself and finding himself.
Yes.
Did he learn that he's a bottom?
I'm not talking about that, man.
I said you probably don't want to touch it.
Y'all discuss it on Amy page. You discuss whatever that is on Amy page. I'm not going there. Okay. I already told you that I could do without that scene. I already said what I said.
I'm just saying, but it was in the show, so it's like, you know, normally he was the dominant one. This time he's submitted. So it's like, you know, in discovering himself, is that what he's finding out? Like, listen, it's in front of us. So if we're gonna talk about it, talk about it. Not you specifically, Jay. I know you don't want to, but I'm just saying, like, did he discover that about himself?
I think we know the answer to that. Yeah, I think we know the answer. I think we all know the answer to that. Thanks for throwing it out there. So anyway, I'll tell you something else that I like. If we're gonna talk about Uncle Clifford, you know, this to me, hey, this is the VACAY-JayTV show. Thanks for joining us, and friends. Thank you, friends. What I do like is the fact that Little Homicide, Little Murder, LaMarcus probably heard Uncle Clifford crying in the shower. Totally upset about grandma.
Yeah.
Totally upset about all of that. And then when he came out, you know, your boy Little Murder came out and he started dancing to the thong song. You know what I mean? And he had the thong on and he started dancing and started trying to cheer up Uncle Clifford, knowing that Uncle Clifford was upset about the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Because Uncle Clifford called him Cisco and he looked at him crazy. He was like, "You don't know Cisco?" He's like, "Yeah, I know Cisco." So then he put on the thong song, started dancing, started tripping, and then even Uncle Clifford started dancing around too. So I like the fact that, you know, he was trying to cheer him up. And another thing I want to point out is that LaMarcus definitely did his thing as far as taking care of Grandma Ernestine. Like he stepped up.
Yeah.
You know, he made that hot plate. He made sure, you know, the sugar was right, the temperature was checking everything before, you know, Uncle Clifford came home. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, on a lot of different ends, we want to give it up. Give it up to, you know, Little Murder for still, even though he's going through his crisis, his trauma and everything after Big Teak and everything, he still stepped up and showed that he was, you know, a caring person. So I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? He's a caring person. He's still trying to figure himself out, but still, he made that hot plate. He took care of grandmother, took care of, you know, Uncle Clifford and stepped up in that whole situation. Yeah. You go back, talk about all of that stuff. You and the crowd can talk about all that. Go to Amy's page and go talk about it. Be good. All right? Listen, I don't got no problem. I don't got a problem with nothing. Listen, again. So anyway, yes, Funky G83, Little Murder shows grace in difficult situations. Absolutely. You know, even with that situation, with many different situations, and we didn't see a lot of it, but even when Big Teak was alive, let's look at that for a second. Even when Big Teak was alive, like LaMarcus was his calm. And I'm not talking about the whole sex scene. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm just talking about that LaMarcus knew how to calm him down, like, yo, just chill, just relax, like he was his peace. So whenever chaos is going on, you know, it seems like Little Murder is like the calm within the whole storm to kind of try to calm things down. You know what I'm saying? Even when Big T was fighting Pico, he had to go and grab little Big T so they can get away and get, you know what I'm saying? So LaMarcus has a side to him where he's like, you know, he has that hero thing going on, or he wants to just help, want to be helpful, and want to be just, you know, just a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Yes, rest in peace, Big T. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Big T. Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about that maybe we missed? If not, then we could talk about what's next.
I think we're good. I think we can go to what's next.
Yeah, I think we are. So let's talk about what's next. If you haven't seen the trailer, definitely check out the trailer. I'm gonna do a what's next soon for episode 8. After this, we only got what? 2 episodes left. There's 10 episodes in this.
8, 9,
I said after 8.
After the 8,
there's 2 episodes left. So if you haven't seen the trailer, definitely check out the trailer. But in that trailer, from what I remember, it looks like now we're coming down to Amy, your thing that you wanted to talk about, and I was like, let's just wait until they actually start talking about the mayoral race between Pastor Woodbine, Lil Wayne Kyle, and Dre, right? And it looks like Lil Wayne Kyle is arguing with his brother, right, about supporting Dre instead of supporting him, right? So that's gonna go down. They're gonna bump heads and do whatever they do. What else? The Pink looked like it's gonna be back open, and Uncle Clifford walking up in there like, we're gonna reopen. So he's happy because, you know, now he got his man with him. You know what I'm saying? And everything's better. I think Grandmother Ernestine's gonna make it. I think she's gonna make it. I believe. I want to believe that she's gonna get through this, and she's gonna get better, and she's gonna be back. That's what I believe. What do you believe, Amy?
I am gonna hold to my original theory. I think she's not gonna make it.
You think she's not gonna make it?
Nope. I think it's necessary for her not to.
Okay. In your world. Got it.
In my world, it's necessary.
In your world, with your theory, you believe that Grandmother Ernestine needs to pass away in order for Haley to be like, no, I feel sorry for your Uncle Clifford. I'm not going to sell it. We'll do something else. All right.
Or just for everything. Like I said, not just for Haley, for, you know, the continual realization into Lil Murda's self, because, you know, we got to see that connection with her. So he's gonna react a certain kind of way. I think it's just necessary.
Right. Thank you, Funky G83. Funky G83 reminded me about Derek begging and pleading on his knees. I'm begging and pleading, please don't leave me, please don't go. You know what I gotta do? And she's like, what you gotta do? You can't buy, like, the money can't buy what you need to do so I can get out of this situation. Like, I think she's, yeah, that's in the trailer. She's yeah, she's definitely getting more confident, and I think she is talking with Haley, and they're making steps towards them getting away from Derek. So, you know, it may not come down to Derek getting popped. It may not. We'll see.
I don't know. I think it's gonna go to he's begging and pleading. I haven't seen the trailer, but just from what you just said, begging and pleading. But I think it's gonna come down to one of them. If I can't have you, nobody can. Because them type of situations, them dudes will do that.
Yeah, but we shall see, right? We shall see what happens. I mean, listen, if Haley is helping her out, helping them be strategic in this process of getting away from Derek, then there has to be some type of, you know, protection plan. Like, from what I saw, it didn't look like they were at the house and he was begging. It looked like they was at some police station or at some courthouse or at some other place other than the house when he was begging and pleading. You know what I'm saying? Definitely check out the trailer. Y'all check out the trailer and let me know, you know, where they were. I don't think they were at the house. I think they were someplace else where the authorities had to be involved. If that's the case, then I think that's what's going down. That's how she's going to possibly get away. All right. So
I mean, I hope they circle back to that because we had the whole, the baby being bruised and CPS, and I hope they circle back to that.
Yeah, I think that might be why the authorities are now getting involved. You know what I'm saying? If that's where they are, because baby Haley's like, listen, he did what? He touched the baby? Listen, this is what you need to do. Blah, blah, blah. Call this, call that person, da, 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 da. Boom.
Right.
It's like, well, now it's time to go. The authorities are there. And he's probably like, please don't go. Please, be better. You know what I'm saying? So it might be that is the case. You know what I'm saying? Again, we're analyzing the trailer now for episode 8. That might happen. That might happen. What else? Did I miss anything else, Funky G83 or anybody else? As far as that trailer, we'll definitely go back, look at it. We're going to do a what's next, and we're going to break it down, of course. I'm still going to stand on my 6.5.
Okay.
Even though at first I was like, yeah, that joint was 2. But then I had to look at it again, and I was like, nah, there's some serious stuff that was being addressed in this one. So I'm going to stick with that 6.5. So it's all good. It's all good. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. They're going to come back and really smack us hard in 9 and 10. And I already know 10 is going to be crazy. There's probably going to be some deaths going on. There's probably going to be somebody getting hurt. Who do you think is going to get hurt? You can predict it now. You can wait. It's totally up to you. Who do you predict is going to get hurt? You already said Keyshawn and possibly Derek going to get done. But who else? You said Grandmama Ernestine going to die. That's what you said. So you said Grandmama Ernestine. You said Keyshawn.
I guess we'll find out what happens with Diamond. Not that he's going to get hurt, but we'll find out if there's a connection between Big Bone and Montavious, and because that's the other thing. Like the first 3 or 4 episodes, we kept getting all these like spooky references of Montavious's ghost and his spirit and all that stuff. Like you can't just write that and then do away with it. So whatever that means has to come back. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, now with the club reopening, right? They're gonna be back in the paint. So they can be back in the paint. And, them ghosts and spirits are gonna be coming out like, hey, y'all back? Welcome back. We've been waiting for you. We're gonna come through the floor, and grab you. We're gonna do some stuff, right? So we're gonna see. We definitely gonna see. Somebody said what? O'Mel Lee gave it an 8. Okay, in the trailer, there's a fight between the 2 gangs. That's what was going on. You saw that. Okay. So does that mean that Pico is finally gonna try to get his revenge on Little Murder? Because we can't forget that. I got that Pico versus Little Murder video. Check that out. Pico, we forgot about Pico. Everybody forgot about Pico. Pico ain't been there for like the past 5 episodes. Pico gonna come back. They're gonna start a war. Boom. Are they gonna try to get at your boy Little Murder? Now that Big Teak is gone, right? So somebody said murder's gonna get murdered. You think so? Is Murder gonna get murdered? Is Little Murder gonna turn into Little Homicide? That's the question. You don't think so? Okay. He's gonna out. Oh, he's gonna out. Okay. Saying he's gonna out Little Murder. Okay, out Murder. Okay. Yeah, I was saying that also. A while ago that Pico was probably gonna be the one. Who else said that? I think Funky G83 or somebody else.
Funky G83 last week said it.
Yeah. Funky G83 I think said that too. Yeah, that they're gonna out. Yeah, Pico was gonna be the one to out him. Yep. Yeah, we've been saying that because we remember Pico talking about the Trade Tales mixtape, right? So yeah. Wody must maybe Funky G83 says Wody must die trying to protect Little Murder. Maybe man get caught up in the crossfire. Maybe, but Wody is a funeral gangster. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say he gonna take somebody else out silently.
Right, Wody is a funeral gangster. That man know how to move in silence and move in shadows. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see what's gonna go down, fam. But yeah, fam. I mean, we've been on for an hour now, and I appreciate you all for logging on, chiming in, and everything else like that. To me, again, 6.5 for me, 3 for for Amy, but we're going to keep this thing moving. We already know the next 3 episodes are going to be fire. They're going to be crazy. They're going to lead up to 9 and 10, and 9 and 10 is going to be, I think 10 is going to be like crazy. That's just my prediction.
So.
Amy,
I hope so. I hope so.
Okay. All right. So let's give them the shout outs, fam. Shout outs to my VACAY-JayTV friends. What's up, Daria? Thank you so much for stopping by. Just Mo, Funky G83, appreciate you. Mel Lee, appreciate you. Isis, what's going on, Isis? Right? D Jones up in the building. Thank you. Crystal, what's going on? Crystal, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being part of the show. And if you're watching this replay, thank you for watching the replay. And thank you for all your, support and love. And thank you for watching. Again, we're going to keep this thing going. Amy, any final thoughts about this episode, next episode, P-Valley? How you feeling? Are you still excited about P-Valley?
I am still very much excited about P-Valley. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with this. I think, it was necessary for this episode to drop, to tell what they need to tell, to pick us back up. Let's just pick the momentum back up. Like I said earlier, we need a lift. But no, I'm excited to see how it all ends. So yeah, I will be watching at 1:00 in the morning, Sunday morning.
Okay. That's what's up. Just Mo. Shout out to you, Just Mo. Creator Sis, thanks for coming by as well. Tana C. Hope Lee. Who else stopped by? Everybody, thank you for coming by, coming through, being part of the show, and absolutely being part of the live show. And let me see the comments. All right. Appreciate y'all. You already know, fam. So we appreciate y'all. Definitely hit the like button, hit the share button, share with all your friends and family. Let's talk about it. Let's keep talking about it. Keep the conversation going. And absolutely, I appreciate you all for watching. So again, on behalf of Amy Veronica, make sure you go and subscribe to her page as well. And on behalf of myself and VACAY-JayTV and friends, we salute all of you. We thank you for your love and your support. And until next time, salute. Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.